Now that the first race of the 2023 season, the Bahrain Grand Prix, has finally concluded, it appears the Mercedes W14 is not at a pace to challenge Red Bull, Ferrari or Aston Martin. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff promised a surprise at the first race of the season, but it was more of a heartbreak than a surprise in reality. Actually, Aston Martin surprised the whole Formula One in the first race weekend of the season more than them. In order to fight for the 2023 championship, Mercedes need a quick improvement within the next 2 or 3 rounds, as even Aston Martin's AMR 23 is faster than the W14. There is no point in comparing it with the RB19. They dominated the entire turbo hybrid era since the beginning, winning 8 consecutive world titles. Mercedes lost the championship for the first time in 2021, when Red Bull driver Max Verstappen won the driver's title in a much more controversial way. But at that stage, Mercedes were not showing any kind of issue in their challenger, and it was just an issue of luck. For the first time, Mercedes showed a huge decline in the last season as their W13 was full of problems. It was simply undrivable. But what has really happened to them? Let's analyze the causes one by one. But before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more exciting updates. Not only Mercedes, but most of the Formula One teams participate in sandbagging in pre-season testing sessions to take an advantage over rival teams. If you take timesheets of a pre-season testing in any of the seasons that have been concluded and compare it with the lap times recorded by each team in the first race of the season, you can easily understand that the majority of teams are hiding their true performances till the first race of the season. Mercedes is a team very famous for sandbagging over the years, and most famously in 2017 and 2018. They acted like the Mercedes duo already gave up on the championship as Ferrari had a better car than them. Most people thought that the Italian team was going to win the championship in both years, as they topped the timesheets during pre-season testing by a clear margin from Mercedes. We can remember how Hamilton and Bottas expressed their thoughts negatively about the W08 after the pre-season testing, stating that Ferrari was the clear favourite for the 2017 championship. But the illusion was shattered when the season commenced and Mercedes appeared as the clear favourite for the 2017 championship. They never showed or tested the actual silver arrow before the first race, as they were confident about their development process over years. But everything went wrong with the introduction of the new technical regulation ahead of the 2022 season. The FIA introduced a new body structure for Formula One cars, completely upgrading the aerodynamic regulations. So, the cars were totally different, and all the teams came with an eye-catching body design composed of side pods. For the official car launch and pre-season testing, the Mercedes Challenger was also with side pods like their rivals. However, they came to the first race of the season with zero pod design. Everyone was very surprised with that, and expected a higher level of performance with the help of this radical decision. But after the commencement of the race, it was found that the W13 had considerable aerodynamic issues. The car was bouncing, which they never noted in the wind tunnel. Until the first race of the season, Mercedes engineers never knew about the problem, as they tested a totally different design during the pre-season testing as well. So they had no idea or solution to solve the issue immediately. The problem further grew in the next few races, and every attempt made by the Mercedes engineers to fix the issue went wrong. Finally, the Mercedes team learned a lesson from sandbagging, as they never take full advantage of the pre-season testing properly. They were overconfident about their technology and finally failed. Even after such a failure, team principal Toto Wolff said that the car that they were going to use for the first race in Bahrain may come with some changes for this season as well. That meant they came to the first race in Bahrain with some untested parts on its body design. But the situation was not like in 2017 and 2019. Mercedes is really at a very critical level, and this is not the time for sandbagging. It was not a good decision to come up with untested parts in their body design, as they already failed in last season as well. But they seem to be overconfident with their past glory. None of the rival teams wants to copy the design of a challenger like Mercedes, which failed throughout last season. So, this year's Mercedes sandbagging is a total joke, and they have opened the way for their own failure by doing so. Another major reason behind their failure is the departure of key personnel from Mercedes into rival teams. Since 2014, there was a very strong engineering team behind the development process of the Silver Arrow, but with lucrative deals coming from other teams with good financial backing like Red Bull and Aston Martin, many top personnel in the Mercedes setup have left the team. As Red Bull opened their own powertrain department, the Milton Keynes-based team recruited many people for their engineering team. Many top officials from Mercedes have joined Red Bull, and they've brought secrets behind the Mercedes Challenger with them. This top official list is composed of the head of mechanical engineering, Ben Hodgkinson, head of manufacturing, Steve Blewett, electronics team leader, Omid Mustabimi, engineering team leader, Anton Mayo, power unit concept leader, Pip Clodd, and trackside and financial inspection manager, Steve Brody as well. This created a big hole within the Mercedes setup, even though Mercedes said it is not a big issue for their team. But the failure of W13 and W14 is telling something other than that. The main issue of the 2022 Mercedes Challenger was with the aerodynamic department of the car. Actually, Mercedes chief aerodynamicist Eric Blonder left the team at the end of the 2021 season to take a new responsibility at the Aston Martin F1 team. Then Mercedes failed through the entire 2022 season as they suffered greatly from the porpoising issue. Their engineering team tried hard but was unable to find a proper solution till the latter part of the 2022 season. This clearly showed the disadvantage of the absence of an experienced aerodynamicist like Eric Blonder within the team. When Eric was in the team, Mercedes never faced any kinds of failure in the aerodynamic department. Most recently, Mercedes Motorsport Strategy Director James Vowles also left the Brackley-based squad to be the team principal of the Williams F1 team, and this will surely hurt the Silver Arrows a lot. Even though Mercedes wants to act like none of these things hurt their development process, the results of the last two seasons clearly depict that the team is in a considerable decline. On the other hand, Red Bull and Aston Martin are strengthening their development process day by day with the help of these former Mercedes people. Now that the 2023 season has commenced, we can see a clear gap between Mercedes and teams Red Bull, Aston Martin and Ferrari in terms of performance. If they want to be 2023 champions, Mercedes needs a quick improvement within the next 2 or 3 rounds. What do you think about the sudden decline of Mercedes? Will they be able to make a comeback this season? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to get more exciting Formula 1 news. See you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.